Do you ever find that you have kind of an artist block and you need to get some inspiration, and where do you find your inspirations?
Unfortunately, I never have had that because I'm full-time. I guess I'm always living, I'm never not an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I go to sleep at night and I say my prayers and I thank the Lord for the day. And I wake up in the morning and I thank Him again. But in between that real wake up and that dream quality of sleep, it seems that that's when most of the ideas will come to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they really, I just let them roll and think them through. And then I finally open my eyes. But then I can go right from that stage, I can go directly to my studio.
I love these guys.
Oh, these are my...
I just think they have just like a spirit, you know, an energy of their own. Whenever I see them, it's like comforting.
Yeah. You know, these guys are helpers. You know, I call them my enchanted figures, you know, my guardian spirits. My culture, when we first came out of Wind Cave to come up on the surface of the earth, we were crying, poor, starved, and we didn't know how to care for ourselves. And so we started praying, and the Great One heard our prayers. And down below there are these helpers that came up and out, and they gave us the gift of the buffalo, so that's why I represent them in the form of a buffalo. But they're always there. They're there for us today. If we need help, we can pray and do the right things to make them come to us and help us. So these are helpers. These aren't anything to be scared of. These are helper guys. When I do my individuals and I do my people, I like to hear them talk to me. They're always visiting and we're talking back and forth, and all of a sudden this guy will start saying, hey, I'd like to have a green trailer, you know, a green bridge closet. And so I'll jump from here and I'll get him over here because I don't want to lose that talk from him, you know.
Right.
And all of a sudden maybe he'll start talking more than this guy was working on. And all of a sudden this guy will start saying something to me, you know. So as the piece evolves, these individuals are telling me more what I want, what they want on them, as opposed to me telling them what I want.
Exactly. So the medium, the creation, all speaks to you. It's something inside of you that has to come out.
Oh yeah, they're. I guess I'm just a go-between. Maybe they're still there. You know, spiritually, I believe they're still there, and you know, maybe I'm just bringing them back and putting them in color.
Right. Do you have to do a lot of historical research, or do you lean more on stories and things that were taught to you by your family, your friends, or you know, respected elders?
I think I've done both. When I was young, growing up, I spent a lot of time researching and going into libraries and places and museums and researching my art. And then I'd go to elders too, and I smoked a lot of cigarettes and drank a lot of coffee.
A lot of visiting.
That's how you have to do it. You have to listen, you know. And I did that all the while I was probably in my 20s. You know, I just went and talked to the old people because there's still a lot of them left then. You know, so I heard their stories, and especially when Herman came by, he would tell me as we was drawing, was working, was pulling a hide or was curing a hide. He was giving me, giving me good conversation. But the other thing was, Herman always used to say, one of these things, he said, when you do a hide, you have to be able to draw the images in your sleep, especially the horses. And I never really knew what that was because I was like 21, 22 years old at that time. But as I matured, I learned that, okay, now I know what Herman meant. I can draw my horses and my images in my sleep.
Wow.
Because what he meant was you never make a mistake on a buffalo hide. When you put black down, it's there.
You're committed.
Yeah, so you have to know that image. So Herman used to just study a hide. He'd have it on an easel, and he would study it. And, 2 or 3 days, 4 days, whatever it took. And then finally, he would take his brush, his bone brush, and work it, and he'd put the first mark. And he'd start doing it. And it would just, but he already had it in his mind. It was already there. He was just moving from mind to hand to art.
Wow.
Which is cool. And I always admired it, and I always thought that was neat. And I'm kind of there now. I have that movement, that flow.
Right.